You get bonus points if you actually try to sketch it. Except you would if. You'd get bonus points if I believed in getting extra credit, but I don't. People often say to me, we know we're focusing on too many different things. So if we were going to narrow it down and focus on just one, what would you recommend? Self-reported grades is what it says in the research, but that's terribly misleading. The concept goes a little something like this. Imagine if, before your students take a test, we ask them to predict what score they think they will get on that test and why they think that. Turns out, the students who are the most accurate at predicting what score they will get on the test most often score the highest. Why? What must I know to accurately predict how well I will do on a test? First, I must know what content will be asked on that test. Next, I must know what I know about that content. Because it turns out, if I know what I need to know, and I know what I already know, I can provide myself almost instantaneous feedback, faster than you as a teacher could ever hope to. Which means that your role as a teacher must shift from simply providing me with information to teaching me how to learn, clearly articulating what it is you'd like for me to know or be able to do, and then teaching me to assess myself. For it's the capability to assess myself that actually accelerates my learning. With your help, I as a student can close the gap between what should be and what already is. Which is really the point of education, isn't it? Now, this is not a new concept to much of our audience. It's similar to what Rick DeFore and Robert Eager talked about as the 4 corollary questions to guide our professional learning communities. But we cannot leave this work in the hands of curriculum teams and RTI committees. We must put it in front of students, now, immediately. See, we called them priority standards for a reason. We said they were essential. We said they were powerful. And then we forgot to tell the kids. Kids who crave this very information. Dr. Bob Darnell once asked, why do kids love video games so much? They don't get grades. They don't win money, prizes, or fame. But they do know the goals, the lingo, the strategies, and names. They can monitor their own progress and try again if they fail. How would you feel if you played any game for an hour without knowing how? Or even whether you won or lost? Frustrated? Confused? Defeated? Subdued? How many of our students feel the same every 48 minutes when a bell rings? In our work, we call this DACL, Developing Assessment Capable Learners. Some might prefer to think of it as DeFore's 4 questions reimagined through the eyes of our students. It's the standards-based teaching and standards-based learning that should come long before the standards-based grading. Teach the students what the standard is. Unwrap it, dissect it, marinate it, and digest it with them. Be clear about what success and failure looks like through examples and scoring guides. Give them choices in how they hear it, where they find it, how they process it, and how they prove it. And above all else, give them all the opportunities that you can find time for. But to be clear, it is much, much more than learning targets written on a wall. It is more than rubrics. It is more than reflection. It doesn't just start with I can, and it darn sure doesn't stop at data binders. It's what John Hattie himself calls students becoming their own teachers. And if we really mean what our mission statements say, when they talk about lifelong learning or being success ready for the future, that we should have no problem empowering our students, to slowing down, to eliminating things from the curriculum, to deepening, enriching, and providing them with the freedom to fail, only so that we can turn around and support them as they try, and try again. We should have no problem letting go of the wheel, just a little bit, in hopes that our students might take control of it and take control of their own learning, the way we've always wanted to.